Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another 2025 Premier League video. Today we're going to run through the entire Premier League table and tell you where I think each team is going to finish. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, what can you expect on the channel? Well, we're going to make this video today. We're going to come back in 38 game weeks time and see if I know ball or if I'm just an idiot talking to a camera. I mean, I am an idiot talking to a camera, but we're going to see if I know ball. We already know one of those things is true, but also on the channel, we've got FPL content. If you play fantasy football, there is a link down below. Join my league. I'm trying to get as many people in there as possible, so make sure you go ahead and do that. I've got a few FPL team drafts videos up on the channel as well, including my final game week 1 selection video. That should be out after this one maybe, so stay tuned for that. Also, a brand new series starting soon called The Burn Down. It's just a fancy name for match previews. We're going to start off with Liverpool against Bournemouth, match analysis from me. My team playing on my birthday. It's written in the stars to be a great game and a great day for me. Or it could be the terrible birthday and we lose against some stinky Bournemouth team who don't even have a single defender from last year. Anyway, today we're talking about the Premier League table. Let's get into it. Make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe if it is your first time around here. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video when they do drop. Also, if you are a fan of FIFA football, video games, all of that, make sure you check out that content on the channel. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm speaking different today. I'm performing as if I'm getting a whole new audience here. I'm performing. I might listen to Clairo and go to the bookstore next. That's serious performance. Anyway, Premier League table. You can see last season's table on the screen. Who won? My team, Liverpool. Of course we did. You know what I mean? We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up as any good Premier League table does. We can see last season's results on the screen here. Southampton went down, Ipswich and Leicester. Tottenham finishing a measly 17th place and still qualifying for Champions League. Has that ever been done before? I highly doubt it. What I'm also going to do for each team, I'm going to look at the transfers in and out when I give my reasons for where I think teams are going to move up and down in the league. We're going to start off with 20th place. Now, I can't lie. If you said to me, do you watch Championship football? My answer would be no. Only if I have a team on an accumulator, which again, don't advise, gamble responsibly, don't bet on things you don't know about. But I bet on Leeds a few times last year, so I know Leeds are a decent team. Pascal Struijk, my brother. But starting off in 20th place, we're going to go with the newly promoted Sunderland. Now, I hate to do this to Sunderland, but they're a newly promoted team and I don't know much about them. I know about the old Sunderland Till I Die, Josh Maja, Luke O'Neill, I know he's still there, but one thing about Sunderland they've done this year, they brought in a lot of players. Like you can see the arrivals on the screen right now. Adingra, by the way, great signing for them. He's going to get them goals. They've brought in a lot of players, and a lot of these players came from the French league and represent African nations, which is a bad thing because it's the African Nations Cup this year. So Sunderland, they're going to lose half of their team. They've signed some great players, but they're going to lose half of the team during the season, do you know what I mean? And I think they're going to suffer for that, which is why I put them bottom and think that they're going to go straight back down. As much as I would love them to stay up, I'm sorry, Sunderland fans, but I just don't know how you're going to be able to cope. The Granit Xhaka, though, is a good signing. That's an experienced midfielder right there. But we've seen clubs before do this. They get promoted or they get a bit of money, new owners, sign 2 million players, and they just don't gel together. For Sunderland fans' sake, though, I hope it goes the other way and they are good. Let's have a look at the departures. Doesn't mean nothing to me because I don't know like hardly any of these players. Transfer Market, by the way, this website, no sponsorship here. You just need to get a grip because how many adverts am I seeing on this screen right now, bro? I can't even look at the transfers. I would have loved to see Sunderland with Jobe Bellingham in the team in the Premier League, bro. I would have loved to see Jobe in the Prem, see how he can do there. But unfortunately, they lost him for 30 mil. And that's probably where they got all the money to fund all of these transfers that they brought in. You know, Adingra was 24. He signed Habib Diarra from Strasbourg for 30 million. But let's not stay on 20th place for too long because you're going down. Now, the team I've got finishing in 19th place is another newly promoted side. It's Burnley. I'm sorry to say it. I love Burnley. I've got close ties to Burnley. I don't. But Scott Parker is the manager, ex-Tottenham midfielder. I remember back in the day, FIFA 12 or 13, I got scammed by somebody because they told me they had a modded Scott Parker. They gave me him. I thought he was really modded. To be fair to the scammer, every long shot I took with him went in. But it was a scam. And it's a scam if you think Burnley are staying up this year. I just don't think they're going to score enough goals. They've brought in some players to try and get more goals. You see Armando Broja come in from Chelsea for 23 million. I don't think he's that good, though. Didn't he go on loan to Everton? Stunk it up there, too. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't think they're going to score enough goals to stay up. Solid defensive unit last season in the Championship, Burnley. But again, it comes down to scoring. Oh my God, transfer market. How many adverts, bro? I'm just trying to look. Oh, they signed Kyle Walker. That's a crazy one right there. Kyle Walker's fresh in the team. You've got Jaden Anthony, who can play on the wing. Marcus Edwards is a good winger. He used to play for Norwich, if I'm not mistaken. Might have just made that up. They've signed another winger here from Lazio for 15 million. So they're trying to score more goals, but we shall see if that actually equals more goals. And again, trying to solidify the defence. Axel Tuanzebe comes in. Kyle Walker, Dubravka. Experienced Premier League defenders here. So maybe Burnley do have a chance of staying up. We'll have to wait and see. They did lose their starting goalkeeper though, James Trafford, to Man City for 30 million. Now, who am I going to throw in the final relegation spot? Will I continue the trend and go with newly promoted Leeds, or will I pick somebody else to go down? The second one is the correct answer. I'm going in 18th place in the Premier League this season. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves, I'm sorry, I just don't see a world where you stay up. Your two best players have gone. You lost Aït-Nouri to Man City. You lost Matheus Cunha to Man United. Taking a look at Wolves in the transfer market then, of course, like I mentioned, they've just lost Cunha for 74 mil, lost Aït-Nouri for 36 mil. I don't know if they're trying to like pay off some debts or something, but they haven't spent any of that money yet, have they? They've got Strand Larsen on a permanent deal, 27 mil. Other than that, signed a winger there, Fer Lopez from Celta Vigo. Don't know much about him for 23 mil. But Wolves, man, I just can't see it happening. They stunk last season. They were single-handedly carried by Cunha. And when you lose your captain, the ship sinks. With relegation out the way, let's talk about the teams that actually matter. The teams that are here to stay. In 17th place, I've got the newcomers Leeds, staying up just about, purely from goals scored. The reason we put Burnley over Sunderland was because I don't think Burnley will concede as many as Sunderland. I think Leeds will outscore, though, Burnley, Sunderland and Wolves, which could lead them to more points. And in turn, staying in the league in 17th place. Into 16th place, I have got Brentford dropping a big 6 places. Obviously, they lost Brian Mbeumo. That's the big one right there. They also lost Christian Norgard to Arsenal for 11 million. Mark Flecken moving to the Bundesliga for 10 million too. I think they're really going to struggle. Same with Wolves. I think losing a star player like that. Ironic that it was also to Man United. 20 goals last season for Brian Mbeumo. I know a lot came from penalties, but still, how do you replace that output? You just can't. Wissa, is he going to score 25 plus this season? I doubt it. And again, similar to Wolves, they haven't really spent too much of the money that they've got from that big sell. You know, they brought in Kelleher, which I think is a great goalie to bring in from obviously my team, Liverpool. I've seen this guy play a lot. Only 14 mil on him. He's a good keeper, Kelleher, and he's still young, 26. You know, he's probably going to be there for a while. I like that signing. They've picked up an attacking midfielder from Feyenoord. I don't know too much about him. Not even going to lie and say that I do. But I like Kelleher. I think that's a good signing for them. But again, I'm only highlighting here a goalkeeper. Another ex-Liverpool man they brought in, Jordan Henderson. You know what I mean? That was a mad one. I thought Hendo might have gone back to Sunderland for one last dance in the Premier League with Sunderland. But signed for Brentford. Okay, I guess. Welcome back to the Premier League, Jordan Henderson. Oh, is this lagging? Okay, my laptop just crashed, so I don't even know how much of that video is going to stay in. I can't even remember where we got up to be honest, before the crash. But let's move on. 15th place, I think we were at. West Ham. West Ham, you guys aren't good. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of West Ham fans who've tuned into the channel, and I'm a big fan of Jared Bowen, do not get me wrong, and Souček, fantasy football legend. However, Nicholas Füllkrug is your starting number 9. He's not good enough. That's a 15th place striker right there. I've got West Ham dropping 1 place from last season, finishing 15th. Not much else to say. It's an aging team, very old. Average age is probably about 32, I want to say. I think it was transfer market with all the stupid pop-up adverts that crashed my laptop, so we're leaving the transfer market for now, and hopefully we can just wing it without talking too much about transfers. But transfers is a big part of this. If I forget any, don't shoot me. In 14th place, I have gone with Crystal Palace. They're going to be in the Conference League this year, just confirmed today. as I'm recording this, that they have lost their appeal to get in the Europa League, and they are going to be in the Conference League. So with European football, plus a squad that isn't really that deep, I think they might struggle compared to last year, drop 2 places in the Prem if they want to go for a Conference League run. That'll be a good season, I think, for Palace fans. 14th in the Prem, but winning the Conference League, win another trophy, you just won the FA Cup. But I do think Palace are a solid team, though. I probably should have put them one higher, because I think Palace's defence is solid, and Eze and Mateta, that's a stinker pick. We're moving Palace up 1 place. Welcome to 14th, AFC Bournemouth. Speaking of transfers, Bournemouth have lost pretty much everyone. They lost Kerkez to us. Zabarnyi is almost confirmed. Here we go to PSG. They lost Dean Huijsen before the transfer window even opened to Real Madrid. A new look defence. Are they going to be able to gel together? I don't even know if they've signed a new centre-back yet, but you're going to have Senesi starting at the back against Hugo Ekitike on game week 1. Come on, bro. 14th place for you, Bournemouth. In 13th place is Crystal Palace. My bad. Let me move you up 1. If I'm being honest, I probably could have moved them up 2, because in 12th place, I've gone with Brighton, losing 4 spots this year and finishing 12th. They lost João Pedro, who of course was their guy last year. I know he was injured for a little bit. Danny Welbeck is still there. He's their main goal threat. Mito Makaru, Jorginho Ruta, I still think those 2 will have good seasons. So I've got them finishing 12th. Palace could easily overtake them though, but I am concerned about Palace with playing Conference League. Do they have the depth? Do they have the squad health and rotation necessary to play in European football as well as the Premier League? Whereas Brighton don't have that problem. They can just go straight Prem and Cup. In 11th place is the first team who I've got staying where they were last season. Fulham. I don't think they've done anything to really weaken the squad. I don't really think they've done anything to strengthen the squad. And the teams above them I just think are better. So 11th place for Fulham. Page 2 is done. We're getting into page 1 now of the Premier League. This is where it really matters. A controversial pick here for, I would say, West Ham, Bournemouth, Palace, Brighton and Fulham. Those 5 right there. They're going to be mad that I've put this team on page 1 and put you guys on page 2. I've gone with Everton, finishing 10th. I've got a lot of Everton fan friends, obviously being from Liverpool, being a Liverpool fan. Majority of my friends are actually Everton fans. And I'm going to give them some credit where it's due, bro. +3, finishing top 10. Welcome to page 1, Everton Football Club. New stadium, new signings. It's an exciting time for Everton fans, I feel. They're looking to pick themselves up a new winger. They've just confirmed Jack Grealish. Can he return to the Jack Grealish of old? If we see glimpses of the Aston Villa Jack Grealish, it might be game over. They've still got Iliman Ndiaye, who's back to full fitness and full strength. He's great. I can't even lie to you. He is sensational. It hurts me to say such nice words about Everton. But Ndiaye, bro, he is a baller. And Everton are just solid defensively too. Look how many clean sheets they got last season. Jordan Pickford and Mikalenko were in my fantasy football team for the majority of the season. I'm putting Everton 10th. If you've got a problem, let me know in the comments below. It helps the video and the algorithm. Comments are about to flood in right now, I can already tell. In 9th place in the league, losing 4 spots from last season. Newcastle United. Newcastle did qualify for the Champions League. So again, anytime a team is playing in 2 competitions, I worry, do they have the squad depth to be able to rotate and play that many games throughout the year? I mean, not that it'll be that many games anyway, because let's be real, Newcastle, you probably get knocked out in the groups. Now, I'm being harsh on Newcastle here, and I think 9th place is a very harsh spot to put them. And I think it's a bad spot to put them, because I think Newcastle's midfield is one of the most electrifying midfields in recent years. Sandro Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, and Joe Linton. That midfield right there is sensational. But the big reason I've dropped them, Alexander Isak. That's their star guy. That's their star boy, the weekend, Abel Tesfaye. Alexander Isak. He's going to be a Liverpool player before you know it. Before the end of the transfer window, there's still time. Newcastle fans, I know you don't want to hear it. And you want to think that he's staying. I'm telling you right now, he's going. And everyone they've tried to bring in has said no. Ekitike chose Liverpool. Benjamin Sesko chose Man United. They're probably going to end up with Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson, I don't mind him. I think he's a good proven Premier League striker. Probably about 9th place level. But that is one of my more controversial picks, I would say, on this list. Easily interchangeable with like the next 5 above. I'd say 9th place up till 5th place on this list are interchangeable. And I'm going to give myself credit as long as those 5 teams are within that top 5 spots that I'm talking about right now come the end of the season. Into 8th place, though, is Nottingham Forest. They're going to be in the Europa League this season, so I've got them dropping 1 place from last year. They've managed to keep hold of the majority of their squad. The defence is still in there. Chris Wood, Morgan Gibbs-White. Solid unit. I do like Forest. They did lose, though, Anthony Elanga to Newcastle. I've put Forest above Newcastle despite that signing because I just think there's more goals there. Is that controversial to say? There's more goals there with Forest than there is with Newcastle? Probably, because Newcastle's wingers are electrifying. Do not get me wrong. I'm not hating on Newcastle, even though it sounds like it. 9th place is crazy. And I'll get to that in a moment, but once we get to the top 5. Anthony Gordon, big fan of. Jacob Murphy, got me so many points on FPL last year. Harvey Barnes, great. But without that man down the middle, it's tough. Ask Arsenal. Ask Liverpool. I know we managed to win the league still, but without that guy that you can rely on down the middle, I don't know what you're going to do, bro. But maybe they sign Nicholas Jackson. I'm picking this at the points, by the way, where they don't have a striker. By the time this video comes out, maybe they have a striker now. But as of right now, Newcastle don't have a striker. Whereas Forest have Chris Wood. 20 goals. Big Wood. You know what I mean? Pause. But I'm going with Forest in 8th. And this is where it starts to get spooky for all the fans of Newcastle, Forest, and every other team probably. I've got a team jumping 10 spots in the league to finish 7th place this season by the name of Tottenham Hotspur. Now, what am I thinking? Tottenham Hotspur last season finished 17th in the Prem. They got rid of the manager. They brought in Thomas Frank from Brentford. Plays a very similar style with the 5-back formation, so he's going to come in and adopt that squad as his own. Now, Spurs, despite finishing 17th last season, they've got Champions League because, of course, they beat Man United in the Europa League, which again is going to cause some drama in a moment. But I've got Spurs finishing 7th. I just think this season, it's a bounce back year. Solanke only scored 9 goals last year. He's got to get 15 plus. You know, if he can get into the 20s, this is a good pick. Last year too, their whole defence was injured for pretty much the whole season. That's not going to happen again, or you would hope so. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen again for Tottenham. They've also brought in Mohamed Kudus from West Ham. They're also looking to bring in Savinho from Man City. Great signings. Unfortunately, James Maddison has just done his ACL in pre-season, so Maddison will be out for the year. But Maddison is out for the year every 3 days. No disrespect to James Maddison, because when he does play, he is sensational. But they've lost Heung-min Son. You're going to have Brennan Johnson, Solanke, and Kudus at your forward line. When I say it like that, that sounds like it stinks. Now I've said it like that. But bringing in Savinho would be a big one if City do let him go. I think 7th is too high for Spurs. Like I say though, that's interchangeable with Forest and Newcastle. Maybe I move Spurs down to 9th. Forest and Newcastle get a bump up one. Maybe we do that. That's exactly what we're going to do. Spurs, welcome to 9th place. Newcastle, welcome to 8th place. And Forest are finishing 7th again. Speaking of teams finishing in the same spot again, in 6th place I've gone with Aston Villa. They're in the Europa League this year. And yeah, I just think Villa is one of those teams, bro. They always start off well, and looking at the fixtures this year, they're probably going to be top 4 for quite some time. But over 38 game weeks, Villa don't have it in them, I don't think, to stay up there. I don't think they've even brought anyone in, really. They've still got Ollie Watkins. They said they're not selling him. Morgan Rogers, he should have another big year. But yeah, Villa, 6th place. I'm not mad at it, but I kind of am. Because in 5th place, jumping 10 spots like Tottenham did, I've got Manchester United finishing P5, jumping up from 15th place from last year. What am I thinking? Somebody explain it to me. I'll explain it to you. Mateus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, a whole new forward 3. Will they gel together? Will they click together? Will they be off the pace for a while? They will probably be off the pace for a while, but they will figure it out. Bruno Fernandes in there too. Quality. I don't care what anyone says about Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is quality. And if you don't think so, you don't know ball. Bruno Fernandes is quality. And this is the last chance, I think, for Ruben Amorim. When he came in, I thought, you know what? Let's let him cook. I think he might be able to change that Man United team, and then he didn't. But with some big signings now, this is the year, Man United, to come back. And if they sign Baleba from Brighton too, that's a big one. And that might even move Brighton down on my list below Palace. Or maybe even West Ham. I think Bournemouth will struggle. I think West Ham should be above Bournemouth on this list. I don't even care. It's that. Who cares the difference between 14th and 15th place? What do you even get? Like an extra 20k maybe in your prize pool? It don't matter. Into where it really does matter though. Top 4. Champions League. Who's going to win the title? Let's get into the top 4. In 4th place, I have gone with Manchester City. A lot of people have been talking, saying this is the City comeback year. This is the year that they're going to be back to the old City. I don't know what people have seen that's made them think that. They've brought in Rangers, I think is how you pronounce his name, to the midfield. Rodri's back from injury. Actually, that's a big one that I forgot about. Rodri is back. However, losing Jack Grealish, who never really played anyway, they're selling James McAtee to Nottingham Forest, which is a crazy one. I thought he would have become a starter this year for Pep. Kovacic is injured for a little bit. He's going to miss the first few game weeks. Also, Savinho to Tottenham is a big one. If that happens, who does City get in there? They might go and sign somebody like Rodrigo and completely change this top 4 list. But I've gone with City in 4th for those reasons I've just listed. They have brought in Aït-Nouri at the back. They've finally got a left back. I feel like Man City have been out without a left back ever since Benjamin Mendy. And then obviously they were without a left back when he was there because he was constantly in and out of court. So we won't speak about that too much anyway. Speaking of players in court, in 3rd place, I've gone with Arsenal. They've signed Victor Gyökeres. They have lost their criminal in the midfield. So, like, was he even really, like, that big of an impact? I guess he was, because Arsenal protected him the whole time when everyone knew what he was doing. But let's not even get into that. Let's not even do that. This is a Premier League video. You know what I mean? We'll leave the court stuff to the criminal justice system. Yeah, I've gone Arsenal 3rd, dropping from 2nd last year. And that's simply because I think Chelsea are too good. I think Chelsea have, like, bro, look at their squad. They've strengthened it. They've done nothing but strengthen it. Obviously, big injury blow to Levi Colwill. I thought he was a great defender that they had over there. Great part of that system. He's going to miss the whole season. That is a big blow. They have brought in the youngster Yorel Hato, who might be able to play in that 3-back system. He's a left-sided defender, so he might even be able to cover in for Cucurella sometimes. I mean, Chelsea are going to play a lot of competitions too with Champions League, of course, because they won whatever they won. I don't even care at this point. But why are we talking about Chelsea? We're talking about Arsenal right now. Arsenal have also strengthened. They've actually bought a striker. Arsenal have been needing a striker for, like, I don't know, 3 years maybe. I feel like Arsenal have always come close to the league title, but never too close. You know, it's always been, like, dangling in front of them. Like a fucking, what's that analogy, bro? Like a carrot in front of a horse. Is that even a thing? Have I just made that up? I don't know. But I think the carrot that they were missing was a striker. Now that they've got one, will he be able to play in Arteta's system? Because Arteta, whether that was from necessity of not having a striker, or whether this is just Arteta's system in general, it doesn't really favour a striker like a number 9 like Gyökeres. So are they going to change the system? Are they going to play to Gyökeres' strengths? Will he be the man to send them to the promised land of winning a league title? I do not know the answer to that question. There is only one way to find out. But for now, I'm going City 4th, Arsenal 3rd, and in 2nd place, it's Chelsea, which means back-to-back repeat champions, Liverpool number 1. Let's talk about Chelsea, though. I've already said João Pedro, great signing. Not Malo Gusto. What's my man's name? Yorel Hato, big signing. Xavi Simons coming in. Garnacho. I'm not a fan of the Garnacho signing, I can't lie. Xavi Simons, though, great player. Cole Palmer, of course. It's a cold world. Heat'll blast through the speakers. Cole Palmer's my guy. He's going to be good over there regardless. Now, the only thing is with Chelsea, it is a young squad. Will they have the bottle to keep things going for 38 game weeks throughout, you know, the league? I know they've just won the Club World Cup and stuff, but like a tournament system is a lot different to a league system week in, week out. I think Chelsea will push in the Champions League this year and have a great Champions League run. And because of that, that might affect their league standings. I would not be mad in this list if Man City do a madness and sign somebody like Rodrigo, and because Rodri is back from injury, which I forgot when I made this list. I would not be mad swapping Chelsea and City, putting Chelsea in 4th, Man City in 2nd, and Arsenal, you stay in 3rd. Last but not least, though, number 1, LFC. Liverpool going for the back-to-back. I know we just lost the Community Shield. I don't want to hear it. Look at the first 45 minutes of that game, though. Unbelievable. We've done nothing but strengthen our team. And now we don't have to rely on Mo Salah. We have other players in there who can create. Other players who can get goals. Look at Florian Wirtz and Ekitike, the way they linked up for that first goal in the Community Shield. Beautiful stuff. New signing Frimpong getting himself on the score sheet too. A different type of right-back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And a type of right-back that is going to get us goals and assists this year. Now, defensively, are we going to concede a lot? Probably. Is Van Dijk washed? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Was he at fault for both of Palace's goals? Absolutely. But we're going to sign Mark Gahey and it's all going to be fine. So do not worry. I've got Liverpool to win the league. Here is a full rundown of the full 1 to 20, page 1 and page 2 of the Premier League for this 2025-26 season. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, FPL content coming soon. Weekly game week predictions for each game and accumulator building. Yeah, man. The football is so back, bro. Also, check out the burn down when that does come out. I think that's what I'm going to call it because I want to put Seth Rollins' intro at the start of it. But it's just match previews. Make sure you check out the match previews. If you enjoy my Liverpool versus Bournemouth match preview, let me know in the comments of that video when it does come out which other games you want to see me preview throughout the weeks. I might have time to do 1 or 2, maybe at a push per week. But I'm going to try and definitely do at least 1 a week if there's a big game on. So look forward to that. Let me know what you think in the comments below about my league standings. Do you agree with any of the picks? Do you disagree with any of the picks? Do I know ball? Am I a fucking idiot? Let me know. Is your team lower than they should be? Is your team higher than they should be? Am I overestimating teams like Nottingham Forest finishing 7th? Do you think Forest with Europa League, are they going to struggle to be able to play that many games? Do you think they should be lower? Let me know in the comments below. As always, though, keep it respectful. It's all a game at the end of the day, and I'm just here to enjoy the sport of football. Jokes are all good, but let's, like I say, let's keep it respectful. Palace fans, I'm talking to you. Keep it respectful. With all that being said, though, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. Dreamers country. Let's ride. I'll catch us next time, people, man. Take it easy.